Iron Maiden keep on running, Judas Priest the Generous, and Slayer are preparing something very special. Metal is life and well, so let's see what keeps it going today. Here you go. Honoring Ozzy Osbourne. City of Birmingham honored its one of the most legendary sons, Ozzy Osbourne, posthumously giving him a Lifetime Achievement Award. One of, if not the most prestigious award a resident of Birmingham could ever get. The ceremony was held on Friday, October 17th, during the 10th annual Birmingham Awards ceremony. Kelly Osbourne, Ozzy's daughters, accepted the award on father's behalf, who of course sadly passed away this July. And as she said, her father never forgot where he had come from, and Birmingham always was in his heart, as it was the city who made the legendary Prince of Darkness who he was.
He was a proud Brummie in the beginning of his career, and he was a proud Brummie at the end.
And this, of course, is not the first and by far not the last award Ozzy Osbourne will get, even after his death. And just a reminder, right now there is actually a voting going on for the Birmingham Airport to be renamed to Ozzy Osbourne Birmingham Airport, which, if the city council will go for, will automatically make Birmingham officially the most metal city in the world. And although a lot of people are visiting it for those purposes already, I cannot even imagine how many more metal pilgrims will be visiting Birmingham if that happens. And here, guys, despite the whole fact that the entourage in this video is slightly different from our regular one, and it is because for the first time in 4 years I have taken a proper vacation with my family. But nevertheless, I simply have to point out that only around 30% of the people who watch my videos are actually subscribed to this channel. So if you still haven't done so, and especially if this is not the first video you're watching here, I would really appreciate it if you would consider subscribing right now. Let's continue building this amazing heavy metal community together. An end of an era. Well, it's really the end of an era. MTV officially announced that they are shutting down all of their music channels by the end of this year. What? The MTV owner, Paramount Global, announced that 5 channels, MTV Music, MTV 80s, MTV 90s, Club MTV, and MTV Live, will permanently shut down in Europe and Brazil by December 31st, after 44 years of broadcasting. The decision was made amidst the cost-cutting policy of Paramount Global after its merger with Skydance Media, and of course the whole fact that viewers' preferences are actually shifting to streaming platforms such as Spotify, Deezer, or YouTube, with which TV simply cannot compete today. And the thing is that we don't really care that much about MTV, but the truth is that back in the 1980s, it actually did quite a lot for the development of rock and metal. As it was MTV who were included Iron Maiden, Judas Priest, Metallica, and a bunch of other bands in heavy rotation, especially in the early 80s. And most rock and metal fans, of course, remember MTV for its iconic Headbangers Ball show that started in 87, aired lots of metal music videos both from big and obscured bands, thus helping to spread metal into the masses.
To the slaughterhouse.
In the 1990s, Headbangers Ball switched to a more non-metal direction, featuring more grunge, alternative, pop-punk, and even rap, until it was finally cancelled in 1995 in the United States and 1997 in Europe, after which it briefly re-emerged on MTV2 for 4 years or so, but it never really gained the same traction as the original one. So yeah, despite the whole fact that today MTV of course does not really play that much of a role in the development of rock and metal, well, back in the 1980s it actually did. So this announcement is a sort of an end of an era, because the only way to enjoy metal content and enjoy metal shows today is to do it right here on YouTube, which I guess means that I simply have to put even more efforts into development of our metal digests. And here I guess would be a good place to thank all my patrons and all the YouTube channel members. Guys, it is thanks to you and thanks to everyone who purchases Metal Pilgrim merch that I'm able to release these videos for you. So thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. And I promise that there are actually a couple of very special video surprises coming specifically to you very, very soon.
What does the flag say?
Iron Maiden keep on running. Alright, North American fans, you finally got what you wanted. Iron Maiden have finally officially announced the North American leg of their massive Run For Your Lives World Tour. And the lineup for this one is simply legendary. Now, here's the thing, we all knew that the announcement of a new leg of the tour is coming sometime soon. I think it's no surprise for everyone. But the coolest thing about this one is that in addition to Iron Maiden, fans will also be able to see nobody else but the legendary Megadeth on what is built as their final ever tour, as well as Anthrax for select stadium shows across the United States and Canada. And I don't know about you, but this is what I call an awesome lineup.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Now, other than that, one of the biggest questions many fans still have is what exactly will Iron Maiden bring into 2026? And in my opinion, well, I'm actually almost 100% sure that they will do exactly the same thing as they did this year in 2025, both in terms of production and the show itself, and the setlist as well. And that of course does mean that they will bring a bunch of epics, including Power Slave, Rhyme of the Ancient Mariner, and Seventh Son of a Seventh Son on the North American soil. Yeah. Now, in addition to that, Iron Maiden also promised their American fans, and by the way, the tour spans both in Mexico, United States, and Canada as of right now, and I guess very, very soon we will also hear about the South American dates, but that's a topic for a different discussion. But in addition to everything, Iron Maiden do promise also Eddie's Dive Bar and the Trooper VIP experience, which will be available in Europe as well as once again decided to encourage their fans to enjoy the show in the moment and to not use the phones whatsoever during the entire concert in their press release. But nevertheless, Iron Maiden officially continuing the celebration of their 50th anniversary, and in addition to the Infinite Dreams book that we've finally gotten not so long ago, the current North American leg of the tour announcement, and the upcoming South American leg of the tour announcement, which I'm sure is coming very, very soon, and which, by the way, there are quite a lot of rumors that Iron Maiden will play a little festival, you know, in Brazil that they are known for playing several times already. But nevertheless, one of the things that we almost forgot about is that the Iron Maiden documentary is also coming to us very, very soon. And as far as I know, the announcement of that one will actually be done sooner than we all thought. Confusing Sacred Reich. So the drummer's drama in the metal world continues. American thrashers Sacred Reich just parted ways with their longtime drummer Dave McClain, without giving any reasons for that movement, just wishing Dave all the best. And even Dave himself, at least as of right now, did not comment on this situation at all. Dave McClain first joined Sacred Reich 34 years ago, in 1991, and together with the band recorded 2 albums, Independent of 93 and Heal in 1996, when the band experimented quite a lot with groove metal elements. You know, like pretty much every other thrash metal band did. In 1996, McClain left Sacred Reich and returned only in 2018. And during his second stint, the band recorded their latest studio album, Awakening, back in 2019. And the most interesting thing is that we know for sure that the band's next studio album, Into the Abyss, will be released in spring of 2026. Yet as of right now, we still don't know whether Dave McClain actually recorded the parts on it, or if it was somebody else. Because for the upcoming Sacred Reich tour together with Hatred, which starts in November, the band invited nobody else but Eduardo Baldo, former longtime drummer of Brazilian speed power metal stalwarts Hybria, who, at least as of right now, will serve as a session drummer for the legendary American thrash metal band. And I guess we will find out what is actually going on and the name of the future Sacred Reich drummer very, very soon. And now the time has come for your favorite part of the video, so let's take a look at 5 latest metal releases from this week, which although did not get their own segments in this video, are still definitely worthy of your attention. Swiss-German modern metal outfit Ad Infinitum released the single Regicide. Time to coincide with their European headline tour. The track features frontwoman Melissa Boni's expansive vocal range as the band merges dark soundscapes with driving modern riffs. Scottish black and thrash marauders Hellripper dropped Kinchild, Goatcraft and Granite following their sign-in to Century Media. The song draws on James McBrain's roots in Aberdeen and channels ferocious speed and raw Stone City grit. Ukrainian metal band Krovna unveiled Kryla, Wings, the latest single released to mark the anniversary of the Sandarmoch massacres. Blending heavy metal with Ukrainian symbolism and themes of memory and perseverance, the song is described by the band as not about death, but about continuation. British post-metal heavyweights Conjurer released their album All Apart. The record marks a deeper, more personal evolution for the band, fusing dense heaviness with sprawling atmospheres. Symphonic metal sensation Beyond the Black dropped the track Can You Hear Me, a song from their upcoming 6th full-length album Break the Silence, out on January 9th, 2026 via Nuclear Blast. The track brings in Japanese power metal vocalist Asami from Love Bites and forms part of a concept set around communication, inner strength and resilience in a divided world.
Can you hear me? I am calling.
Judas Priest the Generous. Metal gods continue to do good beyond the stage. And this time Judas Priest donated $100,000 to the LA Fire Department just before their show at the Kia Forum on October 19th. The donation aims to support victims of the recent California wildfires, including the devastating Palisades fire, which destroyed parts of the Pacific Palisades community earlier this year. And the band, of course, met with the local firefighters themselves to hand over the check in person. But the coolest thing here is that Judas Priest themselves actually didn't really even post about it on their social media until pretty much all the other news outlets did. And only about 6 days later they decided to post this on Instagram and Facebook, which just once again shows that Judas Priest is a unique band. As in case you guys don't know, this is by far not the first and definitely I'm sure not the last time they helped the community. Like for example supporting our heavy metal non-profit Steelwings Foundation, which of course helps people affected by the war on the ground in Ukraine. And last year, in case you guys missed it, I, together with Rob Halford, actually raised 1 million hryvnias, close to $25,000, from ruffling the sunglasses Rob Halford himself wore on the Judas Priest 50 Heavy Metal Years tour. And the band did not need any PR for that whatsoever. So, on behalf of all the metalheads, thank you, Judas Priest, for being true to yourself. Bullet returned. One of the most fun Swedish heavy metal bands, Bullet, announced their 7th studio album, Kickstarter, which will be out on January 9th next year, 8 years after the release of their previous studio record, Dust to Gold. This will be the first Bullet album featuring the new guitarist Freddie Johansson, who joined the band last year after 3 years of search for the Alexander Lerbo replacement. And the title of this album is actually pretty fun because it's dedicated to the second life of the Bullet tour bus. As in case you guys don't know, since the start of their career, Bullet have been touring on their Bullet Bussen, a 50-year-old bus, which sadly broke down in 2022, and which the band took 2 years to repair with their own hands. So yeah, I guess all the Bullet fans have to thank this tour bus for the new Bullet album. By the way, the title track from this album is already out, and it has been out for over a week already, so if you're a fan of fun heavy metal, well, this one is definitely for you. A surprise from Slayer. This week, the Sick New World Festival announced the lineup for 2026, which in my opinion is, by the way, simply kick-ass. But one of the coolest things there is, of course, that little logo of Slayer that appears on one of the posters, which also shows us that next year Slayer will be celebrating the 40th anniversary of their cult album, Reign in Blood. So yeah, as of right now, at least on one show in 2026, during their appearance at the Sick New World Festival in Texas on October 24th, thrash metal legend Slayer will celebrate the 40th anniversary of their iconic Reign in Blood album. One of the most legendary, yet one of the most controversial albums in thrash metal history. You know, that same album, which was initially delayed due to the artwork and lyrical subjects. That same album, because of which Slayer were accused of pretty much everything, including Nazism. And that same album, which despite everything has actually become the first Slayer record to enter Billboard 200 at the 94th position. And now, this is actually a pretty big deal, as despite the whole fact that every song from Reign in Blood has actually been performed live by Slayer at some point in their career, and overall the songs from this album have been played live 6,428 times in total, the second highest number after Seasons in the Abyss. Well, still, this show means that there is a very high chance that even such underrated tracks as, for example, Piece by Piece, which was performed only several times during their career, or such tracks as Necrophobic, Epidemic, and Criminally Insane that did not sound live for more than 10 years, will finally be performed live by Slayer from the stage. And by the way, I just want to point out that as of right now, we still don't know whether Slayer will perform Reign in Blood in its entirety during that show, but as far as I know, they will be playing their biggest hits, but concentrate on Reign in Blood. So do something very similar to what Judas Priest are doing on their this year's Shield of Pain tour. And another thing which we still don't know is what other dates have Slayer prepared for us in 2026. As come on, I think pretty much everyone understands that they will announce more dates for next year, right? As just a reminder, after which they also announced a handful of festival appearances for 2025, and now we know for sure that they will be doing at least one show in 2026, which in my opinion is simply amazing. But come on, can we just cut the crap and call it for what it is already? Because in my opinion, it is a proper Slayer reunion tour. But anyways, what new music did you listen to this week? Please let us know in the comments. As always, thank you so much for watching this video, guys. Please don't forget to like it, comment under it, and of course, spread the word about this channel. And please join our communities on Instagram, Facebook, X, Threads, Discord, and pretty much anywhere you can post content these days. Thank you guys so much, and we will prevail. Slava Ukraini!